נדב וימן. נדב הוא רכז הפעילות הציבורית של שוברים שתיקה. הוא ידבר על מהות הארגון. בבקשה, נדב.
שלום, שלום לכולם. אז ככה, ב-20 דקות שיש לי, שזה לא כזה הרבה זמן, מה שאני אעשה, אני אדבר קצת על עצמי, אציג לכם מי עומד פה מולכם.
שימו לב כיצד מתבטא רכז הפעילים של שוברים שתיקה נדב וימן בשיחה עם תחקירן של עד כאן שהסתנן לשורות הארגון.
אם אתה יורה על חיילים, אתה מנסה להרוג חיילים, אתה לא טרוריסט. אבל שרובם לא טרוריסטים, אלא לוחמים למען החופש שלהם. אם יש מדינה אחרת שכובשת את המדינה שלך, או שבו אתה חי, מותר לך להילחם באמצעים אלימים כנגד הכובש, רק כנגד חיילים ושוטרים. אבל אם אתה דוקר חייל במחסום, זה לא פיגוע טרור.
קצת על ארגון שוברים שתיקה, ואז אני אדבר על מה שעברנו בחודשים האחרונים, על המתקפה שעברנו בחודשים האחרונים. אז ככה, קוראים לי נדב וימן, אני בן 30 מתל אביב, ממש מפה למען האמת, מרמת אביב. בצבא שירתתי בסיירת נחל. ובתוך סיירת נחל, אני והצוות שלי היינו צוות צלפים. ואנחנו שירתנו בתקופה של בין 2005 ל-2008, אז די ככה יצא לנו להיות בכל מקומות בגדה המערבית, אם זה בשכם, אם זה בג'נין, אם זה בדרום הר חברון. וגם עשינו כמה מבצעים ברצועת עזה, מעצרים, פטרולים, כל הדברים האלה. השתחררתי, טסתי דרום אמריקה, חזרתי, סיימתי לא מזמן תואר בחינוך דמוקרטי בסמינר הקיבוצים, אני מורה לספרות והיסטוריה, ובשנת 2011 הצטרפתי לארגון שוברים שתיקה, ובעצם מאז אני חלק מהארגון. בהתחלה באמת הייתי פעיל, והיום אני רכז הפעילות הציבורית של הארגון, מדריך את הסיורים שלנו בחברון, את הסיורים שלנו בדרום הר חברון, עורך את ההרצאות שלנו ברחבי המדינה, וגם פאנלים כאלה בדיוק. נראה לי אבל שהנקודה הכי טובה להתחיל ממנה זה בעצם למה שברתי שתיקה, למה הצטרפתי לארגון. אז בתור לוחם בצוות צלפים, מה שלי ולצוות שלי יצא לעשות המון, זה מבצע צבאי שקוראים לו אלמנת קש.
Times a week we did destroy operations when you take a private Palestinian house and turn it into a sniping post. And we used to take aerial photos of Nablus and just choose houses. Their life is going to, is going to get ruined because in the middle of the night, 12 or more soldiers would invade their home and, put them inside one of the rooms and block the rest of the house from them, and we're going to use that house as a sniping post.
During the war, he's no longer in the army. He says he regrets what he did.
It was like the Wild West. I could take my tank and just shoot whatever I want, whenever I want. And it troubled me.
He says his commander told him to fire on civilian targets from his tank.
So we had a bet between the gunners who can target and hit a moving vehicle. And just like this, we took the tanks and tried to fire on moving vehicles just for bets.
Take you back now story of this hour. An Israeli group has released a 240-page report of shocking testimony from Israeli soldiers about actions during last year's war in Gaza. Now, the 50-day war left widespread destruction along with a high death toll. more than 2,100 Palestinians were killed. More than half of them were civilians. More than 60 Israeli soldiers were killed, along with several civilians. The Israeli officials say they are committed to properly investigating all credible claims, but they say the group has so far not provided any proof. Oren Lieberman has a story for us.
The 50-day Gaza war last summer destroyed or severely damaged 20,000 homes in Gaza and left more than 60,000 families homeless, according to the UN. A 22-year-old Israeli soldier, who doesn't want to be identified for fear of repercussion, was a tank gunner during the war. He's no longer in the army. He says he regrets what he did.
It was like the Wild West. I could take my tank and just shoot whatever I want, whenever I want. And it was troubled me.
The soldier is one of nearly 70 Israeli soldiers Israeli military actions during the war, including allegations of war crimes. The report comes from Breaking the Silence, a left-wing NGO started by former soldiers disturbed by what they saw on the battlefield. The soldier says his commander told him to fire on civilian targets from his tank.
So we had a bet between the gunners who can target and hit a moving vehicle. And just like this, we took the tanks and tried to fire on moving vehicles just for bets.
Breaking the Silence founder Yuda Shaul, who served during the Second Intifada, says the Israeli military's rules of engagement during the Gaza war allowed for, quote, massive and unprecedented harm on civilians.
The basic values we all grew up on, such as purity of arms, equality of human life, were just thrown out of the window in this operation.
The IDF responded to the report by saying, today, as in the past, the organization Breaking the Silence has been asked to provide any evidence or testimony related to IDF activities prior to publication in order for genuine investigations to be carried out. Unfortunately, as in the past, Breaking the Silence has refused to provide the IDF with any proof of their claims. The United Nations says approximately 2,100 Palestinians died in the conflict. The UN estimates 70% were civilians, while Israel says half were militants. Approximately 70 Israelis died in the fighting, almost all soldiers. Criticism of the IDF in the Gaza war is important, but so too is the context.
Israel is killing absolutely and proportionally less combatants and less civilians. And this is the main fact. I mean, if you don't see the big picture, then you put all the blame on Israel.
Much like the Gaza war, the report has already generated controversy. Yuda Shaul says he wants that controversy to improve the rules of engagement before the next war begins. Oren Lieberman, CNN, Jerusalem.
Let's get the view from the other side. Avner Argu, he's a spokesman for Breaking the Silence. He joins now via Skype from Tel Aviv. And Avner, I'm guessing you heard there slightly what Ben Dror was saying. What do you have to say to his criticism of this report?
So I really didn't hear everything Ben Dror Yamini said. I can just say that I myself served in the military. We're an organization of over 1,000 soldiers that have served. This publication was put together after we met almost 70 soldiers and officers that fought in this last war. All those people I mentioned, including myself, were Israelis. What we're trying to do is create a debate about what's happening in our society. I don't want to be compared to various militaries. I want to, first of all, make sure that we're doing the best we can as a society and in our name, our army, in order to uphold the values we believe in, which are purity of arm, which are human life. I have to say, and I'm sure this is visible from the testimonies, and they're all on our website and very easy to find, that we have crossed the red lines that we ourselves have put. And this is something that is very troubling in our perspective.
We heard there from Ben Dror, Avner, that his point was that if you're going to paint one side of the picture with Israel, surely you should have looked at whether war crimes had been committed from the Hamas side. What do you say to that?
Well, Lisa, I'll say exactly what I said a second ago. I served in the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, and I have the responsibility to make sure that my army is doing the best it can, and my country is doing the best it can to make itself better. I have to say that the stories that we heard were surprising and were very, very troubling. That does not mean that everything Hamas did is okay. I think the world is a little bit nuanced, a little bit more nuanced than maybe the way Ben Dror likes to see it. I mean, I'm not here to support the actions of Hamas, God forbid, but I'm definitely here, and this is what we're trying to do with the report, to pick up a red flag and say to our society and to everyone around the world who wants to listen, that this is what happened in Gaza, and let's take responsibility by, first of all, knowing what happened there.
And now, let me ask you this. You've got these chilling testimonies, these first-hand account of what reportedly happened during the Gaza war. What's the next step?
Well, I think the next step for us, and this is what we've been doing the past 48 hours, is getting the information out there. I think it's really amazing to see, the gap of knowledge between what was reported and what we're really talking about and what the soldiers are really expressing. And for us, the objective of what we're really trying to do is to create a debate about this reality. And you know what? If I'll allow myself to be bold and hopeful, to make sure that the next time around, which everyone knows is going to come, will take longer, will be more knowledgeable about it, and maybe, God willing, won't happen.
The Israeli military says, I'm quoting here, it is committed to investigating, but says that your group is refusing to provide any proof of these claims. What can you offer as proof? What proof are they looking for?
Well, I'm not sure what proof they're looking for, but I have two points that I would like to make about the IDF spokesman's claim. The first point is they're basically saying that because we published the report already, they don't have to look into the claims, that because we didn't come to them first. That doesn't really make sense. I mean, there's stories here that we know to be true, and they're now out there, and everyone can do whatever they'd like with the information. So if the IDF would like to look into the report, it's open, it's on our website. But the second point, and this is a very important point for us, we actually turned to the chief of staff more than a month ago before we released this publication. And we told him, meet with us. Listen to what we heard from soldiers and officers that fought in the last operation in Gaza. We're willing to sit with you and let you know what we found. Not instead of publishing it, because we think these things have to go together. But definitely the chief of staff, who leads the Israeli military today, could have accepted our offer. The truth of the matter is, we're still waiting.
Avner there for us. Avner Greyabad, who is a spokesman for Breaking the Silence. You wanted to start a conversation. Looks like you have indeed started one. Thanks very much, Avner.